What's up YouTube? It's Big Fish here with another reaction video. Today we have Piers Morgan Uncensored. It's him versus Joy Reid, and we all know Joy Reid was a race hustler, and that's why she lost her show. And she got a lot of predictions wrong leading up to the election, and people were just tired of hearing her just spew other nonsense. So let's hear what Joy Reid has to say today.
It is not deportations
Many of them
themselves
were brown.
that are shocking. Wait a minute.
Many,
can I answer
in
your
fact,
question?
the majority were brown.
One moment. It is not deportation in and of itself that is what is shocking to people. There are two things that are shocking. Number one, well, I'll do three. One, it is not deportation to render someone to a third-party country they have no connection to.
I agree.
Rendering people to El Salvador is shocking.
And that's why he's coming back.
That was not done by Biden.
That's why that guy's coming back.
It was not done by George W. Bush. All right, so.
And who they're talking about is at this moment, is the Maryland man who got deported back to his home country of El Salvador, where he's from. And they were talking about how he was being treated. And we had evidence showing how he was being treated. He wasn't even in the prison system with the gang members. He was in his own little isolation area. He had time to do TV. He was doing garden work. He was eating good. He was being treated well. Although he came back and still got charges dropped on him because he was still doing illegal activities when he was here in America and beating his wife and had gang tattoos on his knuckles. But, of course, Joy Reid is going to fight Piers about this.
Right, so that is shocking.
Yeah.
Number two,
that's why he came back.
People with deporting. Well, that's only one person. They deported more than 200
the case you're talking about, he's come back
to that gulag. Yes, but they deported more than 200 people, 70% of whom CBS has determined had no criminal record
whatsoever. But why
whatsoever.
are you changing the subject
so
from Obama's deportation policy?
I'm telling you, the three things that are shocking are not deportations themselves. It's deporting people, number one, to third-party countries like the Sudan, where they have no ties whatsoever, simply for the cruelty of doing it, essentially paying third-party countries.
But I asked you about your response to Obama. Obama deported more people than any president in American history.
If someone receives... Piers, my family are immigrants. If there's the deportation process, at the end of that adjudication, you are deemed to be deportable and need to be deported.
But you're missing my point, Joy. Boy, I'm trying to politely ask you, do you condemn...
Is different from what we're seeing now.
But here's my point. In the interest of fairness, do you condemn Barack Obama's deportation policy, given that he deported more people, let me finish, more people than any American president in history in his 8 years?
What an absolutely disingenuous argument, Piers. Because
So when Trump does it, all hell breaks loose. But when Obama did it for his 2 terms, actually, we don't even know how many terms he had because he was definitely behind the scenes. But the 2 terms that we saw him in office, he deported over 3 million people, and not a whisper in the Democratic Party. Did you see Republicans out on the streets going crazy like these Democrats are doing? Did you see we had a No Kings protest when Obama was in office? That's absolutely ridiculous. How are you not going to answer this question? Honestly, we're on track for Trump to deport less than Obama. Way less. And the only reason that is because Democrats are fighting for these people. As I said, they need a new voting base. And this is why they keep bringing illegals in here. They need it for 2 reasons. Low wages. And they need a new voter base. Excuse me. Joy Reid is very disingenuous.
But people are yes. No, I'm gonna explain it if you'll allow me.
You didn't even know how many he deported.
Because I just said that, first of all, I think it was a moral compromise that I disagree with vehemently.
A moral
that Barack
compromise.
Obama made to try to lure Republicans who were never going to really come to the table for immigration reform. I disagree with what he did. But if there's a process for deportation, that's one thing. If you are rendering people with no process, if you are rendering them to third parties, And if you are kidnapping them off the streets,
Yeah.
as if this is 1930s Germany or South Africa in the 1980s, yeah, that is what I find objectionable and I find fundamentally fascist, and will stand by that every day. What Donald Trump is doing is a moral horror.
I hear you.
And if you can't see that, I don't know what to tell you.
I hear you. All I tell you is that Obama deported a hell of a lot more people
But that
than
isn't
Trump,
the issue. The
and
issue
most
is,
of them were
was there
brown.
a process
And last
for
time I checked, Barack
deportation?
Obama is.
How is that not a problem? So when Joe Biden let these people come in here without due process, and now Trump is kicking them out without due process, what's the issue? I ain't hear no one crying all those years, those 4 years of letting all these people come here with an open border. Now that Trump's in office, there was a zero crossing. Zero. They're not coming close over because they know it's going to happen. How would you feel if you were in line? Pokemon cards. That's a good example because people are out here going crazy Pokemon cards. I don't collect them. But if I was in line for Pokemon cards and I jumped ahead of 5 people, you don't think those people going to go irate? Try to attack me over some Pokemon cards? Yes, these people are wild. Why do you think illegals should be able to skip people who are already in the process of trying to get in their status to become an American citizen? What? That's a slap in the face. That's a spit in my face. Oh, I'm already illegal. I've been illegal since the day I was born. But for the people who are trying to get over here, that is a spit in their face. Joy Reid is just, This is why,
Isn't white. So it may not be
And
a
what does
race
that have
thing
to
in the
do
way
with Barack Obama
you're
being black?
telling
Now
me.
you're the one obsessed with race. You want to make this a racial argument.
What?
The argument is that the Obama administration,
You made it a racial
the Biden
argument.
administration, because Donald Trump fixates
You said
on
Trump
attacking black
is
people,
deporting
attacking
people based
brown
on their
people,
skin color.
Well, it is what he does. He
Right,
plays
so
racial
did
politics
Obama.
as a matter of course. It is
Obama
what
did
his
it too,
politics are about.
only worse.
It's what his politics were all about.
Okay.
His politics are about removing as many non-white people clearly from the country as they can, 3,000 a
And
day.
that's what
That
Obama's
is
policy was
apparently
too.
the policy here.
That's what Obama's
apparently
policy
the
was
policy.
too.
No,
Only-
it was not. And there
only
was
as we
no
sit here-
rendering of.
how is it not if he deported 3 million people? That doesn't make sense, Joy. What are you fighting for? You're standing on a hill, an ant hill, ready to be sacrificed. For what? For what, Joy? Bro. This is why our hairline's like this. Because he's disingenuous.
As we sit
There was
here,
a process for
as
deportation.
we sit here-
and you
Pinocchio
know
effect.
that it's materially
as
different.
we sit here, Obama deported more people pro rata per year than Trump has
How
ever
many
done.
did he
Than
render
Trump
to
has
a
ever
third
done.
party?
Trump has
How
ever
many
done.
did he render to a third party?
I'll get-
Because what he's also doing
You're
is
outraged
using
by
the
Trump, but
cruelty
you're
of
not
the
outraged by Obama.
I'm absolutely outraged by fascism and by
Sure,
snatching
but
people
Obama
off the
wasn't a
streets.
fascist
No
because
process.
he's
and
not.
Absolutely,
yeah,
I'm
and because
outraged by it.
Obama's got
Absolutely.
brown skin, he's not a fascist. Is that your policy?
Well, that's your simplistic, racialized way of looking
Actually,
at it
it's
because that
yours
is what
about
you're
Trump.
doing on this show.
It's yours
of
about
course
Trump.
it is. No,
But
mine is
let's
about
move on.
fascism.
I want to
And
move on,
Donald
'cause
Trump
we-
is acting
I don't
like
want to
Idi
spend the
Amin.
whole
I'll
time
give you
talking
a
about
black
this.
person that behaves the way he does, trying to take people's citizenship away, denaturalizing. That's Idi Amin behavior. There's
Okay.
Did she just say Obama, that Trump is taking people's citizenship away? No. No. People are coming in here with anchor babies, trying to have babies in America so their children can have citizenship so they can automatically try to have a way to stay here. No. It doesn't work like that. No, 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 no. Go back to your home country. If you came to visit, you came to visit. Nah. It ain't gonna be like that. That's wild,
a
Joy.
black fascist that you can compare him
Okay,
to.
let's move on to. I want to just play a clip of when you lost your job at MSNBC.
My show had value. And
Zero value.
that, I'm sorry.
Zero value per
That,
show.
that what I was doing had value. Had value. And in the end, I'm sorry, I try not to cry on TV. And whether it's talking about any of these issues, and yes, whether it's talking about Gaza and the fact that we as the American people have a right to object, to little babies being bombed. And I am not sorry that I stood up for those things, because those things are of God. And and I'm a church girl too, and those are the things that I was taught were of God, and so I'm not sorry. I'm just
What is she
proud
even
of my
talking
show.
about?
Now, look, you're perfectly entitled to be proud of your show. Many people enjoyed your show for many years. A lot of people.
She was good content. She was good food. People were eating off of her. But nobody truly cared about that show.
People at NBC were briefing that the reason was declining ratings post the election, a 47% decrease in your election, in ratings from pre-election. But you told Mark Lamont Hill on his show this.
After I said on my show that
the future is black and feminist.
the reason Americans could relate to Ukrainians in a way that they didn't relate to Palestinians, that Ukrainians are white. And so watching white people get their schools bombed was, hit different.
What?
That hit our ratings. I mean, it definitely, we could see the loss of white viewers from that moment that I said that. So they were like, we don't like the name calling. And also I'm a black woman. So, I mean, I'm sure it makes him angrier, when I say things. Maybe because I am a global South person myself, I mean, as a black person, we have a different empathy toward other global South people when they are suffering. And so we're going to come at that story from a different.
No. Honestly, you don't. You don't care about Africans. What are you talking about? You don't care about people in Jamaica. Us at Jamaica. You don't care about anybody that looks like you who's not from America. You just use them as plot. Somebody that you can try to use as a race card. You don't care about these people. I don't see you anywhere advocating for them.
Angle in a different way and with different kinds of empathies, and I think that's not always received.
I wonder how they feel about how she's out here race baiting.
I mean, look, let's be honest. I don't think you were fired after all those years because of your skin color or because you're a black woman. I think you were fired because your show just got increasingly unpopular. It happens all the time in TV. That's why you got let go. Why play the race card?
First of all, I love the fact that your play the race card is your version of the race card. You literally are so fixated on trying to racialize conversations with me because I find it actually quite charming.
You racialize more conversations
in your podcast
with Mark Lamont Hill that you're clipping bits of. All right, Mark. All right, Piers. And the bottom line is you take an entire conversation that I had with Mark Lamont Hill and pick the bits that you can racialize because
her show was canceled because of her rhetoric with race. And she's talking about he picked what she was saying. You said it, Joy. He clipped what you said. The words came out of your mouth. He didn't put them in the.
This is your shtick, and I get that this is your shtick.
You racialized everything, Joy. Come on.
I get it. I understand this is your shtick, Piers. And listen, game recognize the game. I get this is your game.
It's not my shtick.
And the bottom line,
it was your shtick.
It is your shtick, and everyone knows that it is. It was your shtick. Piers,
thank you, Piers.
We understand what it is. And it is so interesting to me that you yourself, as a white European, find that when people of color talk about race, that you believe is racializing conversations. But when people like you fixate on, well, Barack Obama was a black president, why don't you object to that? That is racializing.
That's not what he said. He said Obama deported more people than Trump. And he was a black president. Why did you not go at him as hard as you went for Trump? Huh? Make it make sense, Joy. Please. We can go back to clips of your old show where you were being the most racist human being in the world.
Conversation about the former president of the United States, but you can't put your, and I'm sure you find that charming and funny.
I find it hilarious because you're the one. You're the one who said Donald Trump.
You and your friend Donald Trump.
You said Donald Trump is a white fascist.
Are so he is a well. I agree
and
with
yet
Mark
when Obama
Milley.
did the same.
You see that? People been getting sued out the wazoo. All these different platforms. He said, I don't want to say that because if I do, I might get sued next. Yeah. Watch your words carefully. Keep playing around. You're going to F around and find out.
I
Fat
checked was
folk.
not
I'm not allowed
black.
to mention his
I
skin
agree
color.
with his former chief of staff, who last I checked was not black and said he's fascist. And Mark Milley said he's fascist to the core. So
Okay.
I happen to agree, and I know this is what it's important to you, with two very white gentlemen about Donald Trump's fascist tendencies.
Okay.
If that makes you sad and uncomfortable, I can't help you.
No,
Piers.
it doesn't
There's
make me
nothing
sad
I
and
can do about
uncomfortable.
it.
I think it makes you a little bit of a hypocrite, but that's
Very
different.
much a hypocrite.
President Trump reacted to your.
She is a massive hypocrite. She's a disingenuous human being. Her parents came over here legally, and she advocates for illegal immigrants. She's pushing an agenda, and she lost her show, and she just can't help it. She just can't help herself. She truly can't. I don't know what she's been just blinded by. I don't know why her views are like this. She's in the most privileged country. She has access to be on different networks with people like Piers Morgan. She doesn't deserve this. She truly doesn't. She smiles, but in the inside, it's just nastiness, pure evil. Look, I don't hate people. No, I don't hate Joy Reid, but she just has a disdain and a disgust about it. Just makes you just want to. It makes you just want to throw up, quite honestly, because she's racist. You hear black people all the time say black people can't be. Yes, black people can be racist. Yes, they can. And Joy Reid is a prime example of that. And this is why she lost a lot of stuff, because she couldn't help herself. All she wanted to do was just attack Trump. This man is trying to save America little by little. And what I said last video, the only thing he's truly messed up on is the Epstein files. That's it. Yes, I want those children to have justice as well. But there's a lot of things we got to fix about this country. And the more we fix, the more it just keeps coming out that these people are just trying to destroy America. Outsourcing money to different countries that don't even, they're just, And when you find out that Obama pretty much was funding different terrorist groups, it's a wild time that we're living in. And I just don't understand why we can't all be on the same page. I mean, I know why. Money. That's the only thing that everybody cares about. Heck yeah, I care about money. I don't live in my mom's basement. I'm not a basement dweller. I moved from my home state of Tennessee and came out here to Colorado for my fighting life. But outside of that, I can do anything I please. But we're just so divided. And there's a lot of people waking up. They're saying that the Democrats don't really care. We know that some, not all these protesters, but some, are definitely getting paid to come out here. We know these protests are slowly dying little by little. The more that we start actually enforcing our law and trying to figure out who's actually funding these, it's a wild time that we live in, and I hope that we can figure out things so we can actually unite as America. Because the more we fight, the more we destroy ourselves, and the more these different countries just licking their chops. They're just waiting for the downfall in America. Joy Reid. Go down to the comment section. Tell me how you felt about the video. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Thank you. Peace.